Well guys, we've talked about it for what feels like forever, but the day is finally here. We're about to head off on our very first Bushbound four-wheel drive trip. Now, if you're an Ethan and Jezza fan, you'll know that we've tackled these tracks before, and you'll also know that they're definitely no walk in the park. So today, we're getting the cruiser ready for the biggest trip we've taken on the channel yet. Alright, so this trip is in a couple of weeks' time, and I'm so excited for it because it will be the first trip that Ethan and I do together on this channel. So it's going to be so much fun, it's going to be an awesome time, but the cruiser is not quite ready for it just yet. There's a few little jobs I need to do on it so it can make the trip there and get all the way back safely. So let's get stuck in and get this car ready for the next full drive trip. Now the first and most important thing I need to do on this car is get another solar panel. I used to have a massive one that sat on the Ocam roof racks, but when I got my rooftop tent and the Tough Touring roof racks, I couldn't fit it anymore, so I haven't had a panel for a while. But I'm going to need one on this trip, so I went out and bought one of these. It is a 200 watt solar blanket. Now the reason why I got this exact solar panel is because it was on sale for a good price. That's literally it. There's no other reason, but it seems to be a good solar panel by the reviews I've heard. 200 watts is heaps of power, so it should be plenty. Yeah, pretty standard solar panel. It folds out, which is great. And yeah, I'm not like sponsored by Dune or anything. This is just one I grabbed up because it was cheap. So let's work out how we can plug this into the cruiser and give ourselves solar on this trip. So here she is here. It actually feels pretty nice. Like the canvas here is nice and thick. The whole panel weighs a fair bit. Like it feels like it's decent quality, which is really cool. Yeah, overall the design, it's pretty standard, I reckon. All the panels have a stand on the back of each of them. You just pop that out and she stands up pretty easily. There's also a pocket on the end panel here, which has the instructions in it, and also has an Anderson plug to plug your car in, which is pretty cool. So yeah, it's a pretty standard panel, nice and simple, which is exactly what you want. Under the bonnet here, you can see my Red Arc DC-DC charger is all there, ready to go. I just need to make a little lead with an Anderson plug on the end to wire into the charger, and then an extension lead to have from the car to the actual solar panels. So here we go, the solar panel is now plugged into the car's DC-DC charger, and yeah, it all seems to be working properly. The Red Arc charger is flashing the solar light, which means it's charging the batteries off solar right now. The panels are putting out about 23.3 volts, which is perfect. So yeah, I would say it's all working properly. We have solar back in the car, and this is a job well done. Rightio, the next thing I have to do before we head off on this big trip is actually not really on the car as such, it's more for my camping setup, or specifically for the fridge. If you have a fridge, either an upright fridge like mine or a chest fridge, you know that they don't all come with temperature displays. Now this fridge does have a display on the side that shows you how cold it is, but it's not really a temperature, so you can't actually tell how cold your fridge is, which is pretty bad I reckon, because you need to know how cold your fridge is to know that your food is okay, you know the door's not open, you know that it's actually running and working. So to cover all those issues, I went and bought this. Now this is a wireless thermometer I got off eBay, nothing special, like I know Engel does one, Kings do one, but this is just the same thing pretty much, just a little bit cheaper. So I thought, you know, why not give her a go? It comes with two sensors, which is great because I can put one in the freezer and one in the actual fridge. And then it's also got alarms and yeah, a whole bunch of stuff. So I'll open this up and we'll see what we're working with. So here's the box here. It's yeah, pretty simple, not much on the outside, but inside we should have all our components. So the first one is the actual display. Now this is where you see your temperature readings and how hot or cold it is. It's where you set your alarms. It's also, you know, it feels pretty nice, pretty solid. It's got a little stand at the back here. You can have it and sit on a table or something if you want to do that. Or it's got, yeah, magnets, so you can stick it on the front of your fridge, which is probably what I'll be doing. They've also got in here our two thermometers, or temperature sensors, I guess you could call them. They're just there, T1 and T2, and they're pretty much identical. Well, they are identical apart from the label. Yeah, they're pretty light, not much to them really, but I guess you don't really need much to them, it's just a thermometer. All of these things run off batteries, so it looks like two AA's in this one, 2 AA's in this one, and 2 AAA's in the display. Yeah, we'll go and chuck some batteries in, and I'll set up the alarms and chuck them in the fridge. So I've just turned it on, and you can see straight away that it's reading temperature for the 2 sensors. Sensor 2 is at the top for some reason and 1's at the bottom. I've just put sensor 1 on the table in front of me in the shade, and sensor 2 is out in the sun, which is why it's reading a bit hotter. Now you can also see that it's in Fahrenheit, which I've got no idea what that means. So to change it to Celsius, I'll just press this plus button, and bang, we can see 23 degrees in the sun, 17 in the shade, which sounds about right. You can also see on this right hand side, it shows the maximum and minimum temperature that this sensor has recorded since being on. So that's really handy, because you can tell, you know, if you've been out of your car and can't hear this alarm go off, you'll know when you come back to it straight away if it's gone to, you know, too high temperature that you want, or too cold, or, you know, whatever. So that's pretty handy having it there. To set the alarms, it's pretty simple. You just hold down your button for the alarm. So this is alarm 1, and then it'll start flashing the max setting, and set that to the highest temperature you want it to record. Now there's a fair way, so we've got to click through it a fair bit. I'm just going to set it for a fridge, so I'll just say, you know, highest temperature I want is 5 degrees, and then press the alarm button again for the minimum temperature you want it to, you know, alarm out at. So I'll set that to just something rough, like -2 maybe, and then to save it, you press the alarm button again, and bang, that saved the alarm. You can tell here it says alarm here. That means that the alarm is active and working. Now, if you don't want to use your fridge for a bit and want to have it turned off, you don't want this to be alarming all the time. So simply just press the button, and bang, the alarm turns off, and it won't start beeping if the fridge gets too cold or too hot, or however you want to do it. Rightio, so I've got the sensors in the fridge and the freezer. The display's on the door, as you can see. It sticks there pretty nicely, like it feels solid. Not gonna fall off, I don't reckon, so that's pretty nice. I've got both alarms set. Now the instructions say that it won't actually alarm until it reads the temperature above, you know, your set point for 10 minutes, which is good, because if you're using the fridge and have the door open then close it again, you know, the temperature might spike up, but it'll come back down pretty quickly. Whereas if it waits 10 minutes before it alarms, then you know you've actually got a problem. Now I've got the alarm set how I want it, as if the fridge was running, but it's actually not on at the moment. So hopefully it should alarm in 10 minutes or so, and yeah, it should alert me that the temperature is too high and I've got a problem. Rightio, the alarm has just started alarming. You can see that they're flashing. Both are flashing because both of them are alarming, because they are both above the set points of what they should be. So that's good, it's working properly. I think to mute them, you just press the alarm buttons and it'll mute them. So that's all good. Then we know that there would have been a problem with the fridge and we could have heard it. It's pretty loud, like you're not going to miss that. Even if you're sitting in the front seat driving, you're going to hear that for sure. So yeah, I'm super happy with that. Rightio, now that our fridge is all safe and sound, we're not going to have any issues with that this whole trip, so it's time to get on to the next thing. Now the last fix on this cruiser I have to do is actually a little bit sad, because it is my poor old windscreen. Now, you might have seen this has 2 massive cracks on the passenger side that go straight across the windscreen, so it definitely needs replacing. But the sad thing is, when I get it replaced, I'm gonna lose my All Aussie Adventures sticker, which is obviously a nod to Russel Coight. Now, if you don't know, Russel Coight is like the best Australian explorer. Me and Ethan both love him a lot and look up to him, and are very inspired by him to do our videos. So yeah, it's gonna be sad to see this little memento go, but I don't know. I was thinking about, you know, I could get a new sticker, but I think I might just leave it off for a bit and have no sticker, because it'll make the car look a bit cleaner and a bit nicer. But yeah, anyways, we're gonna get this windscreen replaced, so it means I have to peel off this sticker, unfortunately, and yeah, get it sent to the shop, swapped out and brought back. So yeah, a bit sad, but that's what we gotta do. Well, we're back with a brand new windscreen, and yeah, it just It looks so fresh, and there's with no cracks anymore, it just makes it look a whole lot nicer. Now, to go with this fresh windscreen, I've also got a fresh set of wiper blades, which I'll chuck on the Cruiser, 2 for the front, 1 for the back, and then she is good to go. The last thing I want to do is just go over all the spare parts I'm bringing along with me to this trip. Now, hopefully I don't need any of this, but I'm going to have it here just in case I do. The first thing I've got, which is the most last resort, worst case scenario thing, is a whole kit to do 2 front swivel hubs rebuilds, which I don't want to have to do, but just in case something goes really badly wrong, I've got that there and can do that, as well as wheel bearing kits for the 2 rear wheels as well. So if anything goes wrong with any of my wheels mechanically, I can fix them with this. But then again, I really shouldn't have to because I've done mine recently, so they should be all right. The next thing I'm bringing is just all your fan belts, you know, pretty simple stuff. You should always carry them anyways. Radiator hoses too. If I blow a hose, then I can swap that out pretty quickly. I'm going to bring a few wires as well because there's a fair bit of electrical stuff on the car. So a bit of wires, just random bits and pieces is always handy, as well as some spare fuses because they're another thing that if you need them, you need them. So bring them as well. A few cable ties. Bring a few different kinds of sealants and like JV weld and stuff just to get me out of trouble. A few rags, but yeah, I don't want to have to use any of this stuff. It's all just in case. So I'll put these all in a little box and keep it in the back of the Cruiser, so when we're out on the tracks, I've got it with me at all times, just in case. So after a few small jobs, the Cruiser is finally ready for the big trip. I think the next time you see this car will be out there on the tracks. So make sure you stick around and subscribe so you don't miss out at all, because it's going to be such an awesome trip and hopefully nothing goes wrong, but we'll have to wait and see. So thanks for watching guys, and we'll see you out there.